Welcome in, everybody. I'm so happy to have you here with me. I cannot wait for you to meet Amelie. Amelie is a psychology major. She's a content creator. She's an astrologer with over 6 years of dedicated study in astrology and self-transformation. She specializes in helping people to align their lifestyle, their appearance, and their mindset with their birth chart, especially their rising, Venus, Mars, and sixth house placements for powerful real-life results. Welcome in, Amelie.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Mia, for introducing me. I am really excited to talk to all of you guys and go deep into your love life, moon signs, and all that good stuff. And we're going to talk about how to find your moon sign as well. So let's get into it. I'm going to put the slide up here. Let's see. There we go. All right. So our moon sign is going to be a lot about what we need in love. Hello, Lana. Nice to have you here. If you guys have questions too as I go through it, just put them in the chat and I'll answer along the way. So our moon sign is a lot about what we really need in love, and it's a key placement in our birth chart. Hello, Elsa. Hi, Nelly. Hi, KK. If you guys have questions, just put it in the chat. Hi, Connie, Patricia. Oh my gosh, it's so great to have you all here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be working with Spiritual Society on this because I know that love life matters so much in our day to day, like our connection with people. And our moon sign is the deepest part of our chart. You know, we have our big three, but our moon sign, I feel like, is the most private part of ourselves, the part that people do not see off the bat. We have to really trust them and get to know somebody before we reveal that. And our moon sign also shows us the kind of emotional connection we crave with people, how we want to be loved, how we want to be cared for, what we crave in relationships, what makes us feel comforted, where is our safe place? Like, do we get comforted by food, by working out, by traveling, all of those things. And it also determines if our relationship with someone else is right for the soul. We can learn a lot about our compatibility through our moon sign. Hello, Brenda. Hi, Rosen. Hello, Michelle. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to have you here. Yeah, so we're just going to get into it, and I'm going to teach you guys first off how to find your moon sign in your chart. It's super easy. Let's go into here. Oh, and let's talk about a little bit what you're going to learn from this. So if you don't know about moon signs already, you're going to learn from this slide, from this presentation, what you really need to feel emotionally safe in your relationship. And what I really like about my moon sign is I can look at it and I can communicate, hey, I have these needs and I have these desires to my partner. And I can have that open communication with them, advocating for what makes me feel loved. And they can meet me where I'm at as well. And if you guys want to learn what your partner's needs are, Spiritual Society also does in-depth readings about your partner too. So you just have to know their birth time, birth date, and that'll be linked below if you're interested. But also our moon sign talks about the emotional habits and patterns we have, and it talks a lot about what happened in childhood, how we were nurtured, what we got, what we didn't get, and then of course that contributes to how we show up in our relationships. If we're deeply hurt, if we have a moon sign like a Cancer moon and we had to pick up and move somewhere else when we were younger, that deeply affected us and it can live in our emotional body too. So it's super important to know this of how can I support myself? Because I really believe when we take care of ourselves, we take care of our emotions, we can show up better in relationships too. Hello, Jennifer. Hi, everybody. So this is everything you're going to learn through the presentation. We're going to go through every single sign, every single moon sign. So all of you are going to get the attention, have the time to talk about your moon signs, ask any questions you have. First off, let's find it. So for those of you who don't know what your moon sign is already, it's super simple to find it. First, I want you to go to Cafe Astrology online. This is completely free. Just search up Cafe Astrology and you're going to click the free astrology birth chart report. Here you want to put in your date of birth and you want to put in the exact time of birth and your location. If you don't put in the right time of birth, it can really affect the details of our birth chart and you might get the moon sign wrong. Our birth time is especially important for like our rising sign and the aspects. But if you don't have an exact birth time, that's okay. Just do your best to guesstimate. And once you have that, you're going to click generate and it's going to show you a table of different things, like a lot of confusing elements. But I just want you to look for the moon symbol and whatever sign is next to that moon symbol, like you can see in step 3, that's your moon sign. If you do shadow work to heal? I have no idea. Lana, that's a great question. We can actually do shadow work based off of our moon sign as well. And that's something I can touch on too. Let me know your moon sign as well. And then we can talk about what types of shadow work are going to work best for you. So, does everyone have their moon sign calculated? Does everyone know what their sign is? Let's make sure. And please drop your moon sign in the chat. I'm curious if we have more like Taurus moons here. I'm an Aries moon personally. If you have like a Capricorn moon, an earth sign moon, let's see what signs you have. Leo moon. Okay, wonderful. One of my best friends is a Leo moon. These people are such an amazing energy too. Like you guys deserve to be celebrated. You can really lift up the energy of any room you walk in. You guys are the hype people too. When your friends are going through something, you're going to get them through it. You're going to hype them up. Libra, beautiful, keeping the balance, the mediator. Sagittarius, you need travel if you're a Sagittarius moon. Like you have to get out of the house, go on road trips. Cancer moon, one of the most sensitive placements. The moon is at home in Cancer. Taurus, Scorpio. Scorpio moons are intense. I love that placement as well. Beautiful. Okay, great. You guys know your moon sign. So let's start with Aries moon. I don't know if I have any Aries moons in the chat. Let me know if I do. But basically, an Aries moon in love, they thrive on adventure. They thrive on challenges, being challenged by their partner. They really want a sense of passion and honesty and fire and spark in their relationship. It needs to feel like an adrenaline rush, almost like spontaneous trips. I don't know, going out skydiving. If any moon sign is going to do that, it's going to be the Aries moon. They just get these sudden bursts of energy and they want to share it with their partner. You know, sometimes they can feel kind of low, and then immediately a few seconds later, it just switches and they have this fire lit underneath them. Super motivated people, super motivated. Oh, and Adriana, also, if you want to calculate your moon sign, there's more information linked down below. Libra, nice. Okay, cool. And now, so we're going to get into emotional safety and security. So, how an Aries moon feels safe is when they are trusted to lead and to act. They really want to have that room to be spontaneous, to take initiative. These people are the type to want to do things alone and more independently. It can be harder for them to let someone in right away because they like to move fast. So, they need their partner to give them that autonomous space to do their own thing sometimes. They're not the person who always wants to be around someone, right? They need that space alone to recharge and feel comforted. So if you have that, communicating it to your partner, super important. Another really cool thing about this placement is that the emotions might be worthwhile to switch to headphone. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, can the rest of you hear me all right? Let me know if you can't. I'll try and speak up a little bit louder as well. You're a Virgo, cool. Virgo Moon, very nice. Yeah, so another cool thing about them is if they're feeling angry, if they're feeling sad, that emotion kind of overtakes their body for a few minutes or maybe an hour or so, and they just completely let it flow through them and then they forget it happened. It's like, you know, I don't even know how to describe it. It's really like a fire. Let's say you're burning like a plant or something, and it just turns to ashes and it just dissipates in the ground, and you don't even know that it was there anymore. It's so easy for them to burn through an emotion, so they don't stay bogged down in sadness or unhappiness. They switch through their emotions really quickly. So that's a good thing to know about it as well, because if your partner is feeling a certain type of way and you're just ready to move on and be like, "Hey, let's go to the next thing," they need to be aware of this part of you too. It's super important to communicate. Another thing is how they display love. So, an Aries moon is going to display their love through playful teasing, probably quick, witty banter, challenges, spontaneity. They're going to be very straightforward, direct, communicates very brutally honest a lot of the time. That's a great thing about these people. They're super loyal, they're very honest. Aquarius Moon actually goes really well with the Aries Moon energy too. Scorpio, Capricorn, awesome. Oh, Capricorn and an Aries together. That's really cool. I love that. Yeah, a Capricorn moon is a very grounded type of energy. And it's someone who moves through their emotions a little bit slower, and they're actually pretty sensitive. So, with that Aries moon, it's super important if you have a partner who's a Capricorn moon to let them take their time, let them kind of get out in nature and process. and just be there for them. They don't want to be like hyped up through the emotions usually. They need just patience and time. So let's move on to the next one. I know a lot of you are a Taurus moon. So let's talk about Taurus moons. This is an earth sign moon that really needs consistency. They need loyalty and they need tangible displays of love. They need a love that feels like consistent, like routine. They can just depend on the person. Awesome, Patricia, you have a Taurus moon. That's wonderful. Sensual connection is essential for these people. They probably love food. They love their comforts. They love their nice blankets. And they love being treated as well. Leo sun, Taurus moon, yeah. And that Leo sun is going to make you more extroverted and stuff as well. But then that Taurus moon is going to make you want to have that like luxurious comfort. You want someone that is your rock in a way to keep you emotionally comfortable and safe. They really thrive when they're in a location and environment that's predictable. You know, it's not spontaneous all the time. There's a routine that they can follow so they know what's coming next. That keeps them so safe. They really need loyalty in their connection and they need time to open up. Trust builds slowly with these people, but once they connect to you, a Taurus moon's going to go all in. That's what's so, so beautiful. They really have to build that trust first, though. And if change comes suddenly, it kind of disrupts their energy field. It can feel uncomfortable. So communicating that with your partner is super important. Another thing is how they express love and emotion. So yeah, so true. So they're going to show love through physical affection, acts of service, and creating comfort for others. So I'm thinking of a Taurus moon as the person, and let me know if I'm getting this wrong, but they're going to think of your drink order and they're going to cook you a nice meal. They're going to cook you the chicken soup when you're sick and bring it to you on like a nice platter, maybe with a candle in your room. They really love nurturing and bringing that comfort into your life because it's so important to them. And it's not easy for these people to verbalize what they're feeling all the time. So they really need space and time and stability and caretaking in order to be able to share what they're feeling. So if you have one of these people in your life, really make sure you're giving them that space and that time. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to move on to the next one. We're going to move on to Gemini moons. Do I have any Gemini moons in the chat as well? A Leo, Moon in Aries. Nice, Jennifer. I hope you saw the Moon in Aries portion. Perfect, perfect. He is a Taurus and I'm a Scorpio. That is a really cool combination because the Scorpio has a lot of depth and the Taurus wants to feel that safety, that trust, that loyalty. And Scorpio is really an energy that people can trust, that people can depend on and go deep with. So they probably feel really safe to be vulnerable and honest with you. So that's a beautiful combination. Gemini, okay, nice. So I think Gemini Moon is a really, really cool placement. Wow, we have a lot of Gemini Moons. That's awesome. So you guys need intellectual connection. You need mental spark. You need lively conversation because you want to feel emotionally engaged. It's super important that there is flexibility, variety. You don't like boredom. You don't like things to be too stagnant, too routine, because it kind of feels like suffocating. And that's, I think that in mainstream, that can seem like, oh, you're too all over the place. That is not true. Gemini moons are so intelligent and they just thrive on that witty banter. They thrive on that ability to go and talk to people, to go and explore things with their partner. So they feel really safe in a relationship when they can communicate, when they can be heard, when they can be listened to, when they can stay up at 2 a.m. and talk about all of their visionary ideas. And security for them lies in freedom to express their thoughts, to share how they're feeling. And it's really hard for them to stay in a feeling of unhappiness or being shut down for too long because this air sign wants to move. They want to move through it and they want to keep exploring. So it's hard to stay bogged down in that sometimes. And they probably love through storytelling. They're not the ones to always just say, I love you and give gifts, but they're going to share their ideas with you. They're going to keep this intellectual spark with you and banter. They're probably the ones to pick on their partner a little bit as well, which is so beautiful. And they really keep emotions very like light and flexible, which is really nice. And to use this placement, you want to not only sit with your emotions and meditate, you probably want to journal out your emotions to connect to them because it's kind of hard to just feel. It's easier to intellectualize how you're feeling, if that makes sense. And let me know if you can relate to that too. Yes, Raven. Nice. Cancer and Leo. Okay, we're going to talk about Leo soon. All right, beautiful. So let's move on to Cancer Moon. I know we have a few Cancer Moons in the chat, just like Paulette, so that's perfect. All right, so what you crave in love. Cancer Moons crave deep emotional intimacy. They want to be nurtured, they want to feel like they belong. They want to feel so bonded to their partner, like it's their home, it's their safe space. That's what they want in a partner. They're attracted to a person that feels like a warm blanket, that feels like a soft hug, that feels just like a fireplace almost, is how I think about it. Taurus and Cancer, beautiful combination, and I encourage you to get a reading with Spiritual Society about your partner's compatibility with your moon sign in astrology. But you guys feel so safe when things are emotionally consistent, just like a Taurus moon. You want caring environments. You want to feel understood without judgment. And Cancer moons really are so intuitive. Like you guys take up all of these emotions from everyone around you, and you care for people so deeply. You want to nurture them. You anticipate your partner's needs before they even say anything. And then you're like making them the coffee, you're getting them the blanket, you're getting them the medicine. You just know what they need and you show up for that because you really, really care. But when you suck up so many emotions from other people, it can really make you feel drained. So, Cancer moons need time alone, they need time to recharge. You probably love food. You probably find a lot of comfort through eating, through just laying around, relaxing, sleeping, super important. And you express your love by protecting people. I have a collection of journals. Beautiful. That's so good for a Cancer moon as well to just like write things out, and Gemini moons too. Um, yeah, writing a lot. It's super, super nice. Just to like put pen to paper and just not even pick it up, just write down everything that's going on in your mind. And also, Cancer moons can really expect other people to just understand what they're needing. But a shadow side with this placement is that people can't always know what you're thinking and what you need. So it's super important for them to communicate, like, hey, I'm feeling like I need some alone time to recharge. Beautiful. Leo and Cancer compatibility. This can definitely work depending on your whole chart, but Leo is a very like fiery energy. They want to celebrate, they want to move faster, and Cancer really needs time alone. So you'd have to look at your entire chart to see if it combines well. But I do think that any moon placement can work together depending on if you're willing to be there for the other person and accommodate their needs. Awesome. Okay, we're going to move on to Leo Moon now, just like we were talking about. So, the Leo and Cancer combination. Now you're going to get an idea of your partner if they have a Leo Moon. So, these people, the secret to loving them is giving them admiration, appreciating them, and making them feel special. Guys, the secret is Leo Moons just want to feel special. They want to feel like you want to spend one on one time with them, that you want to give them gifts, that you admire them, that you think they're talented so deep down, even if they don't admit it, they just want to feel like you see them as your person. You see them as different than other people and you choose them wholeheartedly. That's what they want to feel. Um, Leo and Leo good, yes. Leo moons together are really good because they understand that from one another and they can give that. Leo moons are so generous with their heart. They're amazing gift givers. I think they're so thoughtful with their gifts as well. And to have two Leo moons giving back to each other is like the best gift ever. I really think so. I have a best friend who has this. And these people don't like being emotionally dismissed or criticized. So there can be some wounds around pride, feeling like they were unimportant, maybe in childhood. So it's super important that they value themselves, they see themselves, they allow themselves to perform, use their voice, share their talents with the world. They're going to express their love with grand gestures, affection, celebration. They really want to show off their love. They're very upbeat, warm-hearted, and sometimes they can kind of hide their vulnerability. So what I would say for this is if you're a Leo moon, trying to communicate your needs to your partner and have that space, that safe place to be vulnerable and express what you're feeling, because too often these people kind of hide it and think that they don't deserve to share their emotions or they won't be loved. They think they have to perform and put on a mask in order to be cared for, but that's not true. Yeah, Aquarius and Libra, I think that's a good placement, of course, to have. Aquarius and Scorpio, definitely going to depend on your whole chart. Pisces and Cancer, wonderful combination. Gemini and Gemini, I think that goes well together too. Libra and a Taurus, I think that's a beautiful combo because they're both ruled by Venus. Awesome. And now we're going to Leo and Gemini or Leo and Aquarius. I would say both of those combinations work well, but Leo and Gemini are going to work better together because the Leo and Aquarius are opposites on the zodiac wheel. So now we're going to go for Virgo Moon. So if you guys have a Virgo Moon, please let me know in the chat. Okay, Leo Moon and Virgo Moon together, these can actually work really well if you understand each other's needs. So Virgo Moon, what they want in love is they want a love life that feels practical, it feels grounded, it feels sincere. They're not going to be the one to always give you gifts or say, I love you and affirm you all the time. They're going to do it through acts of service. They're going to love by like memorizing your order, doing your laundry, cooking you something, just servicing your car. That's how a Virgo Moon loves you. It's kind of quiet. And if you have a Virgo Moon, it's really important that your partner knows that and they understand it so they can appreciate you when you're doing those acts of service. Virgo Moon and Aquarius Moon, I've seen those to work really well together, to be honest. And these people feel safe in routines. If their routine is out of whack, it can make their emotional body feel very unsettled. They want to get thoughtful acts from their partner, like a thoughtful handwritten note, and just the little things really add up for them. They kind of struggle if a display of love is very like loud, very public, very messy, very chaotic. They want something more structured and more kind of toned down. They don't want to be the center of attention all the time. These people are very private. And they really express their love by helping you, by fixing things, by looking at the details. They can struggle with emotional expression for sure, but they're always going to be a rock. They're going to be someone so reliable. So if you have these people in your life, really make sure that you're understanding that. Virgo, her. Okay, your partner has a Virgo. Nice. Virgo Moon. Virgo and Taurus combination, so beautiful because you really have that consistent routine together and you can keep each other grounded. Such a good combination. All right, Libra Moon. So we also have a lot of Libra Moons. Virgo woman, Aquarius man. Are those your sun signs or your moon signs? Let me know. What about Capricorn and Capricorn? That can work well together too, two earth signs. Awesome. Okay, so Libra Moon. Let's get into it because I know some of you have a Virgo and Libra combination. Libra moons are very interesting. They really want harmony in their relationships. They want mutual respect and they want beauty. They want to feel like the partnership is balanced. So if their partner feels upset or out of harmony, Libras can feel it on an intuitive level. They can feel like, oh, they're upset, so I feel upset. They kind of take on the emotions of their partner because they want to merge with them. They want to feel like both happy at the same time, if that makes sense. So if you're feeling upset and you're, say, like a Virgo moon, the Libra moon can sense it even if you don't say anything, and they'll do everything they can to please you, to get you to harmonize, to be happy. And that can turn into not always speaking up about what they need, not always speaking about their own boundaries. So if you have a Libra moon, I really encourage you to talk about what you need, expressing your boundaries and allowing your partner to be there for you and please you as well and have that reciprocal relationship. This is such a beautiful placement. They care so deeply. Capricorn and Libra can work really, really well because Capricorn is so grounded and sensitive, and they want to do things for their Libra moon. They want to talk to you about it as well. Yeah, and they feel safe and peace in environments that are fair. They probably deeply care about justice work, about their own values, about fairness in the world. And they get so upset when a situation is unfair. They really want things to be in harmony, or it makes them physically uncomfortable. Say, like someone stealing at the store, the Libra moon can sense that and they hate it. They just deeply, it's just so unsettling. And yeah, those people pleasing tendencies need to be met with gentle encouragement from their partner to voice their own needs. Two Libras together, I really hope that you guys see that in one another and you can be like, hey, I want you to vocalize your needs as well and have that understanding that, both of you might suppress sometimes and you can together be like, I'm going to assert my boundaries. These people express love with charm. They're very polite. They're very graceful. They'll go out of their way to make you feel seen. This combination, Libra and Leo moons together, works super well. Let me know if anyone has that combination with their partner. And sometimes they can struggle to express how they truly feel because they don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to create disharmony. All right, Aries and Sagittarius, wonderful. Now we're going to get to Scorpio. So I know someone has a Scorpio and Gemini moon. I think that this can work really well. Sometimes if the Gemini moon is willing to like open up and be honest with how they feel, and let me know, Ashley, if you have that in your relationship, that's beautiful. A beautiful combination. Yeah, the Scorpio Moon, Gemini Moon. So here's, and actually, are you a Scorpio Moon? Let me know. So Scorpios, they crave depth, they want loyalty, they want intensity too. They want to know everything about their partner because that makes them feel safe. The more details they know about you, the safer and more secure they feel in the relationship. They don't want anything shallow or surface level. They want the love to have meaning. They want almost like a soul bond with their partner, and they feel safe when they have trust. And they kind of test people sometimes to get trust. And once they can trust you, then they'll give their heart to you. They'll dedicate their all to you. And let me know, Ashley. Yeah, very intense. Exactly. But it's like once you guys are committed, you will give everything. You're so loyal, not the people to cheat or anything. But if betrayal or disloyalty happens to you guys, it can make you close up and feel so hurt. This is the worst thing, and it can leave an emotional scar that takes a long time for these people to heal because Scorpio moons don't trust easily. I think they're one of the most private moon signs that there are. But to be loved by one is being like they will devote their life to you. They'll do anything for you. Yeah, and they may test others before they show up with how they're vulnerable, that before they really reveal how they're feeling, but they'll kind of know everything about you before they say what they're feeling. So yeah, 100% or nothing. I don't forgive easily. Exactly. And Sagittarius Moon. So I know we have a Sagittarius and Scorpio combination. So here are some things to know about your partner and to know about yourself. So Sagittarius Moon craves adventure. They want to go on road trips. They want to see the world. They want to explore. That makes them feel emotionally safe. They're not the type to stay at home. They always want to be moving. They want to grow their mind, grow their sight, grow their just expand, meet as many people as possible. They're probably really social. They're the people that be more extroverted. And love has to feel exciting. So if you have this person, plan dates for them, like surprise them, take them on trips, do everything you can to get them out of the house and keep them on their toes because they love that. They don't want to feel like they're caged in a relationship. They want to feel like they have freedom, they have some autonomy, and they can grow with their partner. They can expand. So these people feel really safe when they're given space to roam. Wow, two Sagittariuses together. I love that because you can feed off of each other and just travel together and enjoy it and grow. Such a great placement. And if they don't have this freedom to roam and they feel judged, they'll get kind of this emotional claustrophobia almost, and it feels like stagnant and they want to leave. They don't want to be caged in. So if that happens, if that's a pattern you're feeling in your relationship, this might be why, because of your Sagittarius moon. So they need a partner that's going to respect their truth. Aries and Sagittarius work super well because Aries will light that fire underneath the Sagittarius. They need a partner who respects their truths, belief, and helps them chase after their dreams. And an Aries moon will help you have that ambition and go after and believe in you. So you need a person who's going to believe in your dreams and do everything to help you get there if you're a Sagittarius moon. Super optimistic. They're not going to be sad for too long. They don't stay in emotions for too long. They're very much like, I'm going to learn the lesson. I'm going to see the bright side of life. Very inspiring. And they could struggle with sharing how they truly feel or sitting with their feelings because they want to be on the go. They want to think about the next thing. They want to think about the future. Leo with a Cancer moon. He's a Cancer with a Sag moon. That's a really cool combination, actually. I'm interested in that because the Leo's going to go well with the Sag. Capricorn and Sag moon. Yeah, so that can be a little bit of a tricky placement, but as long as you guys are understanding each other's needs, like a Capricorn needs more time to like sit and be in their emotions and talk about it. If the Sagittarius moon can accommodate that and sit with you and allow you that space to feel, that's really good. And then the Sagittarius moon energy is going to get the Capricorn out of the house, doing things, exploring. And if you guys want to learn more, you can also book a reading with Spiritual Society to kind of assess your partner's compatibility and how to help with their needs. But now we're going to talk about Capricorn Moon. These people crave stability. They want to build a future with you. They want long-term commitment. They're not going to be doing flings. They want a partner who is dependable, and they want a partner who's self-sufficient as well. If you have a Taurus Moon, there's going to be a lot of matches for you. I would say like a Virgo Moon, super good. A Cancer Moon, super good. Earth moons and water moons are going to be really wonderful. Capricorn Moon, Pisces Moon, super good combination as well because you have the emotions of the Pisces, and Capricorns are more sensitive than they really let on because when you get to the bottom of a Capricorn Moon's heart, it's like There are so many emotions buried under there, and they don't feel safe to express it to everybody, kind of like a Scorpio moon. It takes them a while to open up. But at first, they want structure. They're not going to open up unless they have the sense of reliability. This, if they feel respected by their partner, if they feel like there's structure, there's routine, they can trust them, there's not too much drama, that's when they reveal how they truly feel. They feel very vulnerable around failure. They have a really difficult relationship to assessing their worth based on how much they've achieved. And they might feel like, oh, if I didn't do enough in a day, if I didn't check enough boxes, I can't rest. So that's really important to work on your self-worth and tying it to I am enough just as I am, just as I show up. They're also going to express love through responsibility by respecting you, by supporting you, by showing up for you. And they're very consistent. They want to build a future. They'll put in the work. They're some of the hardest workers of the zodiac. They don't leave when things get hard. They're going to stick with you through everything. If you're a Capricorn moon and you want to love a Cancer moon, I really recommend just know that a Cancer moon is very sensitive, and they can feel kind of moody sometimes. If you're willing to sit with them, if you're willing to bring them a home cooked meal, if you're willing to bring them comfort into their life and just listen to them deeply, make them feel safe with expressing their emotions, that's when a Cancer moon falls in love with you. If you feel like home to them, if you feel comforting and warm, that is what Cancer moon looks for. That's what makes them feel safe. Okay, and then Capricorn moon. So they may struggle to verbalize how they're feeling. It can take them a long time to express or put their emotions into words. Like they can imagine it, like, oh, I'm feeling this way in my mind, but how do I say it? How do I actually communicate it? So if you have this person in your life, just be really patient, sit with them, allow them to take their time to express how they feel. Don't try and rush them, because if they're opening up to you, that's already really hard for them. Beautiful placement though. Aquarius moon, if you have that moon sign, you definitely want to be with another moon sign who's going to be like intellectually stimulating. We'll get into the Aquarius moon right now. I think that this works well with Libra moons. It can work well more with Gemini moons. I would say Gemini moons, Aries moons work well, and Sagittarius moons work really well with the Aquarius placement. Aquarius can come across as a little bit detached because they care so deeply about the collective that sometimes they're not as attached to their own emotions. So they really want to explore. They want intellectual freedom. They want a partner they can talk about the visionary ideas of life with. They want authenticity. They want connection based off shared values, humanitarian causes. These are the people to go to the protests. These are the people to fight for a cause. The people who want their partner by their side trying to save the sea turtles or something, whatever cause they're dedicated towards, whether it's justice, environmentals, whatever, they want a person who's going to do that with them, or at least support them, allow them to go after that, chase after it. And they want a person who respects their uniqueness. Aquarius moons are a little quirky. They're a little bit quirky. They're very individualistic. Aquarius moon and Taurus sun seem to pull me in different directions. That's a really good observation, because the Taurus is very like grounded. It's more sensual. It's slower moving. And then the Aquarius part of you is like, okay, I want to be in my mind. I want to be in the head, while Taurus wants to be in the body. It wants to be in the senses. So it can be hard because you feel deeply, or you come across as that in your personality. You come across as more grounded, but then the deepest part of yourself is like, no, actually, I want to be more light. I want to be more airy. I want to be more free. I want to move my body, move my mind. So there can be that little bit of opposition there. But another thing about Aquarius moon is they're going to feel safe when they're not emotionally pressured. They're not expected to conform. They honestly don't feel safe in an environment that's too restricted with a lot of rules. They like to set their own rules. They like to decide what the rules are and have that freedom. And they're probably going to be the people in a non-traditional relationship, to be honest. They don't really follow the traditions. They express intimacy and try different things and venture off in ways that other people aren't. So they need someone who accommodates that. They really want a friend before they want a lover. Like, their relationship, their partner needs to be like a best friend to them. And they probably prioritize logic over emotional expression. And then when it comes to love and emotion, thank you, Shauna. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. An expression of love and emotions. So they're going to express love through listening, big picture support, being an advocate, being a teammate. They're going to cheer you on. They're going to be there for you. They're going to listen so deeply, and they're also going to help expand your mind. if you're looking at the situation in one way, they're going to show you 5 other ways to look at it in order to help you, in order to liberate you, because they don't want you to be stuck in the emotions so much so where you can't keep going. They want to push you. And that's a lot about the fire and air moon signs. That's a huge thing for them, is they want to keep moving. They want to keep going. As a Cancer moon or like a water moon or an earth moon are slower moving, and they want to sit in the emotions. They want to be in the body. They want to feel it. Well, it's harder for the fire and air moons to access it. And let me know if you can feel that as well. Aries Moon and Scorpio rising, Janelle, that's a really interesting combination too, because you're so fiery and you're so quick moving, and both of those are ruled by Mars, right? So you probably assert yourself very intensely. Like, people can feel that energy right off the bat, and people either love you or they hate you with that Scorpio rising, because that's so intimidating. When people first see you, you have this intense stare about you have this intense piercing aura and energy, and you're a lie detector. You won't deal with fakeness. That's not okay for you. Like, you need people who will be real with you, who are honest with you. Expression of love and emotion for Aquarius Moon. So another thing I wanted to say is they can appear detached or emotionally distant, but once they choose you, they are deeply loyal. And they are loyal to you in a friendship way and a romantic way. And if you support their causes, they're always going to support you. Such a beautiful placement. So I know we have some Pisces moon. So let's finish off the moon series with some Pisces moon energy. And then I'll answer some more questions for a little bit too. So this is one of the most sensitive placements there are in the moon signs. And let me know if you can relate to this too. Share your experience in the comments as well. I'd love to hear it. But Pisces moons are so intuitive. They don't only feel their own emotions, they don't only feel the emotions of the people around them, they feel the emotions of the collective as well. Sometimes they can feel like their imagination or their emotions almost consume them. It's like they're swimming in an ocean. And that's what's so beautiful, is they can be so imaginative, so creative, because they can connect to a level of emotion that other people can't. Um, and that can sometimes bog them down, right? And it can make it hard to live in the physical reality, to move their body, to get out of it. But that just, sorry, that's not really accepted in society. I feel like in Pisces energy often feels like, I can't keep up. I can't keep up with the daily life. But that's okay. You guys are meant to be emotional. You're meant to have a spiritual connection. You need to feel. You're meant to be emotionally merged. You're meant to be seen. You're meant to be loved unconditionally. And Pisces moon can really love their partner unconditionally. They can fall in love with someone and want to pour all of their heart, all of their desires into them. They want to build a future with you. They want to imagine. They want to dream with you. They want to talk about their goals, their manifestations with their partner. They love romance. They love imagination. They love creativity in any form. It could be painting. It could be finger painting. It could be knitting. Whatever form of creativity, they love it, and it's so essential for them to have that in their life. If it's music too, music hits really hard for them. Super important to have a nice playlist they can listen to, and they're going to feel safe in soft, accepting, emotionally in tune environments. Chaos, criticism, or harshness can really hurt these people. So if like an Aries moon is paired with a Pisces moon, that's going to be really challenging, because the Aries can be so brutally honest and so fast moving that the Pisces moon doesn't have enough time to feel, enough time to be in their emotions. So they need someone who's patient with them. Probably a Scorpio moon would be good. A Cancer moon would be good. Taurus moon, Virgo as well, but I wouldn't say Virgo as much because they're opposite on the wheel. Let me know if you guys have a Pisces moon in your life, but they're going to express love through empathy, through sacrifice, creativity, spiritual devotion. They will really give all of themselves to you, because Pisces is a sign without boundaries. I'm a Leo sun, Taurus moon. He's a Leo sun, Pisces moon, super avoidant, unattached. I don't get it. Okay, that's an interesting dynamic there. So the thing with the Leo and Pisces is the Leo sun kind of burns the Pisces moon a little bit and can almost overshadow it, right? So Pisces feels so deeply, but if they lean too much into escapism, if they lean too much into their imagination and not enough into feeling their body, because it can be so overwhelming if you have a Pisces moon. Like, so many emotions are out there, and if you don't feel into it, you kind of detach, and that can cause them to be avoidant with other people too. It can create that pattern because they don't want to feel, because if they feel, they might feel like they're drowning, if that makes sense. And then you being a Leo sun and a Taurus moon, you're probably a really grounding presence in their life. You're able to be their rock, you're able to listen to them. So if they're willing to open up to you emotionally and share that, it can be a beautiful combination. It can work super, super well. But of course, we have to make sure they're in tune with their emotions as well. And I recommend getting a reading too, with the Spiritual Society team to learn more and dive into your chart because aspects really matter. Scorpio Sun with Pisces Moon, double water. You are so intuitive. You are so, so intuitive. You can walk into a room, you can understand what's going on beyond the surface. You feel everything. You need time alone to recharge. That's another thing about Pisces Moon is they have to have that alone time. They need to have time where they're just in their own sanctuary, they're in their home. Swimming is really good for these people. Meditation, so, so good. Anything with the imagination. Um, get taken for granted, very sensitive. Yeah, you guys are so sensitive and it's a gift. It can be really difficult to be that sensitive, but it is a gift because you can bring that emotional awareness to other people and allow people to feel safe to feel. Because some people just want to move through their emotions. They want to ignore it. But water sign moons show us that we can have compassion for ourselves and emotions are not a weakness, they are a strength. So I love that. So guys, let's reflect. I went through all of the signs, and if you want to watch this live back later, you can, but I want you to do some reflection around your placements. So what do I need from a partner to feel deeply seen, safe, and supported? So we just went over this with all of the moon signs. We talked about, okay, these are my needs in love. These are my partner's needs in love. And so what ways do we abandon or suppress our own emotional needs to other people's comfort? So if you're a Libra moon, you might really enjoy, I don't know, going to concerts, but your partner doesn't, or they don't like the same type of music as you. So you might not bring that up with them. And you can notice I suppress that emotion, I suppress that desire within myself to accommodate my partner. So being aware of what are you suppressing to accommodate your person, because in reality, maybe if you express that to them, it's going to help the relationship. And how can I better honor and nurture my moon signs energy in daily life? So I see a Virgo moon over here with Carol. Like better supporting the Virgo moon energy is going to be having a clean environment, organizing yourself, having a space where you feel like it's organized, it's clean, it's up to standard. There's not a lot of clutter because Virgo moons feel very unsettled where there's too much chaos. Having a routine in place is also super important, something you can consistently predict. An Aries moon, you can better support your energy by moving your body, by having just a time in the week where you can just dance, where you can just move your body, listen to your favorite music very loud, and just let yourself be free. Because Aries likes to have that fire. They like to connect to that hot burning energy, and they can't always do that with other people. So it's important to have that alone time to do it and just express yourself. And then how can I get an Aries to be in tune with their emotions? I really think for an Aries to get, as an Aries moon myself, I think it's super important to almost, I would say for me, walking really helps. If I have like a walking meditation, I can get in tune with my emotions. Or if I do a workout and I tire out my physical body, then I can sit with my emotions and see what I'm actually feeling. And talking to someone who isn't judging me really helps. So if I have a partner who's like, you can just talk freely right now. I'm not going to hold you to anything. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad. Just express yourself. That feels so freeing for an Aries moon because they're so scared of hurting someone or being too honest or saying the wrong thing. Because sometimes they have to talk through all of this nonsense and try on different ideas before they find how they're actually feeling. So that's super important. Cancer moon, Virgo moon, and rising Pisces sun. Okay, that's a really interesting combination too because you have that opposition within your chart. And part of you wants that groundedness in your routine. You want to have that routine. You want to have that consistency to feel safe. But then the Pisces is more intuitive. They're more free flowing. They don't really want to be boxed into a routine and they feel safer just choosing things from the day to day. So being aware of that too, and very spiritual, a lot of psychic gifts with that placement. All right. And then let's see, any more questions? I'm a Cancer, Cancer, the Gemini, Aquarius, Sun, Capricorn, Moon, Leo rising. Okay, so Leo rising, your voice is meant to be heard. And with that Aquarius Sun, I feel like you're gonna be known for advocating for a cause that isn't just your own. So you could be advocating for a visionary cause, you have the environment, whatever you're passionate about. And because you have that Capricorn Moon, you might be passionate about business, let's say, or small businesses or women with small businesses and them being advocated for and having their rights given back in certain areas of life. Whatever your cause is, using your voice, using your Leo rising to roar almost, to be loud about how you feel and advocating for the people who can't talk is going to be probably a mission in your life. And also, you're someone who cares deeply about the collective. You're a little quirky, you're a little bit unpredictable in your personality, but you're probably very personable. People really like you, more of an extrovert. Leo energy radiates and gives energy to other people. So if someone is feeling down, you can kind of hype them up and bring their vibration, bring their energy up. Virgo and Libra compatibility. So we'd have to look at your whole chart for Virgo and Libra, because just sun sign is not enough to understand your full compatibility. So I recommend you book with Spiritual Society if you want to learn more about you and your partner's compatibility. You just have to have their birth data. Let's see, Gemini and Gemini. That's a wonderful combination because you can intellectually stimulate one another and express your ideas. It's just super important for you guys to maybe have like a routine where you journal about your emotions so you can get in touch with that together at the same time. Libra girl and Aries man. Okay, so that's interesting because it's the opposition, the exact opposite signs. You guys can push each other to really grow because the Aries energy can teach you how to assert yourself more and be more independent and advocate for your needs. But if you're a Libra sun yourself, you don't want to kind of suppress your own emotions and your own needs to accommodate the Aries person, right? We're hoping that they're bringing out that fire inside you, that desire to advocate and assert yourself instead of making you suppress it more. Okay. Water, Pisces sun, Cancer moon, Scorpio rising. Wow, it's really rare to see a lot of water in the chart. I feel like in the big three, you are so intuitive, you are sensitive. You are probably a lie detector. You probably have psychic abilities, to be quite honest. And you really need someone who sees that and can hold space for your emotions, can hold space for you to be vulnerable, for you to be honest, and explore with you. You probably do really well in water, just swimming. Meditation, I hope you're meditating because you probably have an incredible imagination that other people can't even access. What does it mean to be born under a full moon? Virgo moon, Pisces sun. So it's going to depend, but being born under a full moon is really a culmination point. It can make you more in touch with your emotions. It can make you someone who really is going to go through a lot of cycles in this life of releasing, cycles where you get to those culmination points and you feel like you carry more emotions and you carry more sensitivity than the people around you. And with the Virgo moon too, it can feel like a part of you is very secretive. Like you feel so heavy, you feel so deeply, but it's hard for you to verbalize it and share it with other people. Taurus and Sagittarius moon. This can be really fun because the Taurus person wants to stay at home and kind of be more slow moving, and the Sagittarius can push them to act more, to adventure more, to travel more. So that's what I really like about the combination. But the Taurus moon needs a person who is willing to listen deeply and help them talk about their feelings because normally they kind of suppress it. And if the Sagittarius moon is moving too quickly through life, wanting to adventure and not leaving space for the Taurus moon, that can really impact them. Who female? Who is a female Taurus? If you're talking about Taurus moon placements, you're going to be compatible with, let's say, you're going to be compatible with like a Libra moon, I would say, a Virgo moon. You'd be compatible with a Cancer moon, a Pisces moon, and a Capricorn moon if you have that Taurus. Aries male, Gemini female, wonderful combination. That works super well together. Triple Cancer, that is so rare. Wow, I'm surprised that you have the triple Cancer energy. I've never heard of that before. You are so sensitive. You are so intuitive. I hope you're a psychic. I hope you're a tarot reader or something. Why are Virgo and Scorpio males so indecisive and emotional? How can you help them best? Honestly, it depends on their whole entire chart. You know, Cancer is a very oh, so you're saying Virgo and Scorpio. Virgo can be very self-critical, and that can cause them to be critical on other people around them when unhealed. And the Scorpio in them, if they've gone through a lot of trauma where they've been betrayed, they almost want to close off. They almost want to try and hide themselves, and it's hard for them to open up. They almost fear being emotionally vulnerable with people. So when they get to that place where they're like, you know what, I'm gonna have compassion for myself, I'm gonna allow myself to trust others, that's when they get into their healed form. All right, let's see. My Aquarius man and I are about to meet for the first time this weekend, and I'm a Gemini. What can I expect? You can expect a lot of intellectual conversations. You can expect them to talk a lot, probably, be very social, lively personality. And if you're sharing your visionary ideas for the future, you're talking about your goals, you're talking about how you want the world to be, the bigger picture, you're going to have a great conversation. So I'd really focus on communication for the date and just coming with some ideas that you want to kind of pick their brain about and inviting any witty banter that happens. Is a Gemini female compatible with Scorpio? So I really recommend getting a chart reading for that because we have to look at your whole chart for the compatibility. But overall, if you're looking at sun signs, Gemini and Scorpio usually don't go super well together because the Scorpio wants that depth and intensity, and the Gemini is a little more like lighter and faster. Gemini female and Capricorn male. I don't think for a love relationship they're going to be super compatible. Of course, depends on your whole chart. Just because the Capricorn is more grounded, they're more serious, they're more kind of dedicated and disciplined in the way of they have one goal, they want to focus on it. And Gemini really needs variety. They need to try a bunch of different things. They can't just focus on one thing. That's part of kind of their life path. So it can be hard to get on the same page sometimes. Why does Aries act like no emotions? Really depends on the whole chart, but sometimes Aries just think that emotions bog them down and don't help them in life. So they'd rather kind of avoid them and burn through them and instead work and assert themselves and move the physical body rather than moving into the emotional body and listening to it. So they kind of suppress it, if that makes sense. All right, let's see. Okay, and looks like we're going to have to end here soon. Let's see. I'll answer a few more questions. Single female Virgo with married male Pisces. So are you guys married together? Virgo and Pisces can work really well if you guys are accommodating. It's hard because there's that opposition there. So the Virgo can be more critical and it can hurt the Pisces because Pisces doesn't take critical feedback very well. So just being mindful of how you share those like little nitpicky tendencies or that desire to improve them. Because sometimes Pisces are really happy with where they're at and they don't want to improve themselves. They kind of just want to flow through life and not look at the flaws. They like having rose-colored glasses. So just being mindful of how you share your feedback to them. Super important. Let's see. Cancer female and Gemini male. That can be an interesting combination. I don't think it works that well usually, but what I would say is that if a Gemini is willing to listen to the Cancer's emotions, it can work super well because Cancer wants to share their emotional depth. They want to talk about how they feel and they want to feel like they can be moody, that they can change their mind faster, that they can move through emotions. And Gemini is willing to move fast. They're willing to change up and have variety in life. How to balance Cancer Sun, Sag Moon, and Taurus Rising? That's a beautiful question. So I would say with that, you really want to have your time alone to recharge. Maybe at night, have a little like sanctuary, a home space, having like a cooked meal and kind of a routine where you ground yourself in your physical body. And Taurus rising, you want to start your day at a slower pace. You want to start your day with maybe a beauty ritual, doing like guasha, doing a long skincare routine, something that grounds you in your physical senses, even like walking barefoot on the grass outside, because Taurus wants to start in the body, if that makes sense. And then throughout your day, you can know that Sag Moon can kind of, oh, you have a Sag Moon, not a Cancer Sun, that's my bad. So if you have a Sag Moon, you want to explore. So it's kind of the opposite of wanting to stay at home. So what's going to make you feel good is moving your body, adventuring, road tripping, traveling every so often. But in your day-to-day, you need people in your life that feel like home to you, that you can come and be yourself with and that don't judge you, right? But then also people who can adventure with you so you can have that depth, that emotional connection with the people in your life while also having adventure at the same time, if that makes sense. Sorry I messed that up at first. My apologies. I'm a Leo moon and he's a Leo sun and Leo rising. Wow, so I think that works really well when there's a Leo moon and Leo sun combination together because you just kind of he can kind of see your inner world and understand you in a way that other people don't, if that makes sense. They can kind of like the personality is understood on a deeper level. And that's what works really well. So if someone has like an Aries moon and you have an Aries sun, that can work really well too. Little hack for you guys. Pisces and Taurus works wonderful together. Libra and Gemini work really well. I love the Pisces and Taurus because they're both such sensual, like romantic placements, and you can have a beautiful love life together, honestly. I'm a Pisces and my boyfriend is a Virgo. Nice. Nice. I wonder, like, if he gives you that space to kind of be that free-flowing creative energy, and then you can kind of give that to him as well and encourage that. Because sometimes I think Virgos can get so stuck on the detail that they don't touch into their creative side. So maybe you can be that for him, and he can kind of be that grounded energy for you as well, kind of work off of each other. Libra and Sag, that's a really good combination because Libra is gonna like fight for justice. They want fairness, but they also are so social, and Sag wants to like move and go after it and like preach and talk about their belief system. So you guys can probably have really good conversations of like what your values are, what you believe in, and then fighting for the cause, doing it together, advocating together. I'm a Capricorn and he's a Sagittarius. We're married. Sometimes it's too much. So you definitely have to see your whole chart. I wonder why it feels like too much because we'd also want to look at your like Venus and moon sign, which you can do with Spiritual Society, linked in the description. But Capricorn is kind of more slow moving. It wants to be grounded. It wants to be focused on like a goal. Like if you're a Capricorn, you probably really enjoy work. You enjoy discipline. You enjoy long-term commitment. And Sagittarius isn't so concerned with that. They want to explore. They want to expand. They want to try a bunch of different things at once. So it's harder for them to just focus on one thing. So that makes sense. But hopefully you guys bring out the good in one another and you push each other to try out different things in life. I met Capricorn. He's a Sagittarius. Broke up 7 years ago. We started chatting these days. I want to get back to him. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I have no idea about that. What I would recommend is either getting a chart reading or getting a tarot reading done because you need to look at the whole chart to understand the compatibility beyond just the sun sign. Because traditionally, Capricorn and Sagittarius don't go together if we just look at the sun signs. I'm a Pisces with, let's see, female Gemini, male Aquarius. That works really, really well. You guys can expand each other's minds. I love that combination, two airs together. You can also look at the lighter side of life when there's so much air energy in the air. Cancer female, Virgo male, Libra, Pisces. Yeah, well, I can't tell you for sure if it's going to work, but I can say that these are both such romantic signs. You guys love romance, you love going on dates, you love imagination, beauty, art, creativity, and if you can kind of share that passion together, it can work really well. Venus is exalted in Pisces, and Libra is ruled by Pisces. So the way I like to think about it is these romantic placements have such amazing imagination, and they have this ability to have unconditional love for one another. And not everyone can be in that frequency of unconditional love, but I believe these placements can. All right, guys, let's see. Leo and Scorpio. Leo and Scorpio is a combination that I think can work really well because if a Leo is trustworthy, if a Leo trusts you, they will be so loyal. They commit to you, and Scorpio wants loyalty. And Leos are super generous, and Scorpio doesn't always get the generous side of life. I feel like they have to go through some difficulties, challenges. They have to deal with loss, the harder side of life. That's not always easy. All right, guys, I loved answering your questions so much. You guys can watch this replay if you want later, but I'm going to sign off now. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to talk to all of you guys, to be with the Spiritual Society team on this live. I'm so thankful. And just go ahead and listen to this last message that Mia is going to share. Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Oh, thank you, Amelie, for that very powerful workshop. Remember, if you would like an astrology compatibility reading, tap on the pinned comment below this video. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for being here. I'm sending you off with so much love, so much sunshine, so much light into your day, and we will see you very, very soon. Mwah, Mia.